Thank you very much, Mel. All right. If everyone can hear me, I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Jonathan Fisher. I'm a first-year doctoral student in the College of Education, and the title of my presentation today is From Get Out the Vote to Dangerous Citizenship. How can we work toward a more just census count at the UW? So here we go. US voter turnout is breaking records this year. At home and abroad, these fraught elections in a pandemic year are making headlines. But just casting a ballot is not enough to ensure our community is thriving. For example, representation in government also depends on the census, according to Article 1, Section 2 of the US Constitution. Citizenship matters. But as Ross and Vinson in the 2011 essay note, citing Paulo Freire, the Brazilian teacher, citizenship above all is an invention or a political production. Ross and Vinson also highlight another context, that is the largely student-led uprising in France in 1968 that nearly toppled the government in that country. So why is dangerous citizenship dangerous? Well, citizenship is dangerous when we cooperate with each other to force government to recognize us. I was shocked last month when I read in the Bloomberg News that the president, with the aid of the Supreme Court of the United States, was sabotaging the 2020 census in the United States. I'm not a US citizen. I'm sorry, I am a US citizen, but my children are not, nor is my spouse, who live in Japan still with their parents. My family and I are in a very real state of limbo. But of course, facts don't care about my feelings. I know that. But the point is, the 2020 census is flawed ethically and statistically, as this Science Online article points out. So what is the purpose of the US Census? On the surface, I'd say it's counting persons, not citizens. But in reality, it's a tool for government to distribute the goods of citizenship. How fair is the census? Well, this is an open question which we should be investigating for ourselves at the UW. And in solidarity with our French comrades of 1968, I think we should be realistic and demand the impossible. I claim that moves to provide a less accurate census count are politically motivated because they distribute citizens' power in government unfairly. So, this is not news, of course, to my Native American comrades. Native people have been forced into unfair and harmful institutions like boarding schools long before they achieved suffrage in 1924. And here's a list of some other groups historically denied full citizenship in this country, including immigrant workers and BIPOC people, or Black, Indigenous, and people of color, including formerly enslaved people. And of course, women, even before they gained the right to vote themselves, activists like Jane Addams were engaging in mutual aid projects in their communities through initiatives like Hull House in Chicago. We have seen how history shows that schools have often been the sites where conflicts over the goods of citizenship are fought out. Here, another example, that's young third grader Linda Brown in front of the US Supreme Court. And the UW is no exception to this rule. The UW's role, as I see it, should be similar to our COVID-19 response, protecting the privacy of our students ethically and for the sake of good data. I am proposing a dangerous citizenship drive, not a voter registration drive, so that we as a community ensure that our community is counted and counts. And just to connect this again to the ongoing uprising in Seattle with an African proverb that was shared to me by a young activist in South Seattle, the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. If Black lives are to matter at the UW, we must ensure the government can see all of us, especially BIPOC students and students from other underrepresented groups. This is a call to action. Please join me in calling for the UW to support new census infrastructure on campus and ensure an ethical and statistically sound count of every member of our community. Thank you very much.